어젯밤에 어디 있어서 내 생각하곤 있어. 너 어린아이 같아. 난 아직까지 마음이 넌 not I'm feeling lonely. Something about you make me feel keep falling deeper, deeper. Cause I love and rewind, oh. Love and you right, baby. Love and rewind, oh. Come on and tell me now. Love and rewind, baby. Love and you right, baby. Love and rewind. Tell me what's going on now. Man, I've been switching lanes all the time on me, AKA I'm just on the edge hanging man. 좀 당연해 너가 느꼈을 것만이 처음이야 이런 모든 감정들이 up and down, yeah. And at times in and out I can say what I wanna know.